Joining us on the Open Alliance show this week is 3512 Spartatroniks coming in from California. This team, you've probably seen them many times here on the OA show because they do such a phenomenal job breaking down what their build process is like. We're going to be hopping into a whole bunch of stuff, including their KrayonCAD, into even more, showcasing some of their prototypes, like the shooter prototype that you see right here as well, and then talking about their award submission and business plan, how they're approaching that side of the coin as well, too, for their first robotics team. Let's learn more about their current progress of Spartatroniks coming up here on the Open Alliance show. This video on fun is brought to you by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following. Discover how Kettering University students engineer their success with Kettering's amazing co-op employment programs where students earn great pay and gain valuable experience. Those accepted into Kettering University can apply for a robotics scholarship, providing up to an additional $5,000 a year in tuition assistance. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more and apply. Coming into the Open Alliance show, we're welcoming in 3512 Spartatroniks coming in from California. Spartatroniks has been on in previous years, so we're so happy to have you back. But we do have a couple new faces as well, too. So we're going to be talking about your trap mechanism, which I think is great. So many teams are looking forward to that. The shooter, and then how you're approaching award submissions as well. So students, if you don't mind, if you can introduce yourselves and let us know what you do on the team.
So I'm Haley, and I'm the business captain, so I'm in charge of both our accounting and our outreach sub-teams.
I'm Alan. I'm the CAD lead this year.
I'm Jonathan. I am the software lead for this year.
Well, we have a lot to go through on this robot here, so start us out talking about the trap mechanism. I'm so excited to hear about what you're planning on doing for this.
Yeah, so we first thought of some ideas for our climbing mechanism. We started off with like just general ideas, and then we put that into a 2D sketch. This is what's being shown right now. This is a double pivot climber, where they would be powered by pneumatics. So they would be extended upwards and then just shrunken down so that it would climb up. From this 2D sketch, we moved into a KrayonCAD model, which is this one. So here you can see how the climber would move upwards and then shrink down when the pneumatics were retracted. After this KrayonCAD was done, we went into the field, the CAD field, and we put it up against the stage to see if it could score trap, because that's one of the main focuses of our robot. Scoring trap is something we thought would be very important. We are using we are basing our design, our shooter and intaking design, off of the unqualified quokkas. They're robot in 3 days. We thought it was more of a route we wanted to go. So this is what you're seeing here. And this is the double jointed arm used to climb. And this is it scoring into the trap. We also have another design, which is the chain climber here. So this prototype will be shown in a little bit, but pretty much it would use a chain that gets retracted down all the way to the bumper. And once it reaches the bumper on the stage, it would be close enough to score into the trap. Now, Johnny, do you want to go into the prototyping?
Yeah, I can do prototyping.
All right.
Alrighty. So this is the design that Alan was talking about. It basically has the like the little arm that goes up and down, and it has the chain that works on like a slider, and it just kind of rotates from the back.
You can also just pull it manually.
Yeah. I think it was stuck. So yeah, it basically start from up here, and then we can just pull that down using like a little rotator on the bottom, kind of like a motor. And so that design would be good because it could get us down to the bumper, so we can have that angle that Alan was talking about. This is a different design that we came up with. Basically, it has this kind of like hook that kind of flops on this chain. And what happens is that we can have it so that it kind of flops wherever. We have this chain that hooks it up. We can bring it around so that it can like go and grab onto that chain on the stage. And then as it's here, we can pull it down so that it gets to about the same height that this design has. And then this is our double arm one that we wanted to show. So I have this drill, and basically what it does is it's just going to pull this rope and it's going to move both of these arms in sync. And then we can also turn it the other direction so that it will go and extend up. So we can use that to hook on the chain right here, and then kind of pull it all the way down to the same level that we want. And this is nice because it's compacted like against the floor of the robot.
So each one of these require a different set of packaging for your robot. Is there a certain one you have been leaning more towards in regards to the climber?
Not really. We are still like kind of in between these designs. We thought of a couple more, but we kind of like funneled them down to these few designs as, like Johnny said, they reach down to the bumper, which is really important for our design, as we really need as much climbing room as we can get.
One other thing I want to ask you before we go on the shooter too is with your trap mechanism that you're looking at doing, does that matter based on which climber you go with, or is right now the way that you have that modeled up, is that compatible with any of these climbers currently?
So for our design that we made for the trap mechanism, either one of these climbers that we choose will work. So that's why we chose these, because it didn't really matter what climber we chose later. We could get started on the CAD earlier since we didn't need to focus on the climber right now.
No, that's awesome. And let's go into the shooter prototype that you have. I'm excited to talk more about it.
All right, so this is our shooter. We went with this kind of design because it was good to like get it into the trap and as well as being on like our arm system. We have these two sets of wheels because we found that if we try to do it like on the side, it would either not be super consistent with where we shot, or it just had like really bad aim with like how we could do distance. So this is really good in the sense that we can spin it up to whatever speed we want, and it's pretty accurate with how we feed it and how it can like group where we want the shots to be. So we have two motors inside that drive these churros, and they have like pulleys. And those are what spin the wheels. And then in here, we have this little like funnel system that basically will take the note, we can push it up, and then we have like we're gonna have an intake like on the back here. So whenever the flywheels are at the right speed that we want, we can have it so the intake feeds in here, and then it goes and flies at whatever speed that we want it to get to our distance that we want.
You have multiple different durometer wheels on the shooter right now. How did you come up with that configuration? Like, what kind of testing have you done so far, and what results have you seen out of using different durometer wheels?
Well, we were trying to do just a lot of different types of wheels because we weren't sure which ones were going to be the best. I think we picked this configuration because these inner wheels really don't interface with the note that much, right? Because you interface with it here and then down here. So you don't need just as much in here as long as it can kind of allow it to funnel through. The ones on these sides are the ones that are actually very important because they are like on the sides of the note. So that makes it a bit more important for how we picked which wheels we wanted to use. And I think we just picked these ones in specific just because of testing, just trying a bunch of different ones, figuring out which compressions were good, and just trying out like different solutions.
A couple just other things I want to ask you, just to give some touch points on. Looking through your Open Alliance blog that you have on there, I know you've done some stuff with a protobot on your drivetrain, and then from your intake type area for it. Can you maybe describe a little bit more of the process of that, and then anything you want to mention from a drivetrain side of things as well?
Are you talking like how the like arm goes down and then the intake?
So how are you actually how are you actually acquiring the note? Like, are you acquiring from the floor? Are you just picking up from the station? What route are you going, and how does that note journey work?
I can talk about it. I'll give a little like preface. Basically what we do is we have an arm at like one end of the drivetrain, and then it kind of pivots down towards like the bumper. And then from there, it can pick up from the floor, and we have like two sets of wheels that can kind of get the top and the bottom of the note. So like pick it up off the floor and get it into like our conveyor shooter system. And then from there, we can rotate our arm up to get to the right shooter angle that we want, or to score all the way into the trap and the amp.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I know you mentioned before you took inspiration off the unqualified quokkas as well too. So cool to see your take on what that looks like as well with the double pivot that you're doing for that, or is that, I'm not sure if you want the single pivot or double pivot route for that one, but really cool with that. And then last thing I just want to follow up, like I said, just reading off of your build blog that you have as well too. Your drivetrain wise, you're going with a 28 by 28 frame, it looks like, with 4 SKS MK4s. Anything else that you have made any modifications since that last blog post on?
Not really. We've been keeping it consistent with, pretty consistent with what we used last year, in a sense, and what we've talked about on the blog. So.
Very cool. Well, we have, the other side of things I think your team has done such a great job posting on is more that business side, award side approach for your team as well, too. So, Haley, talk to me more about what you've been doing from an awards submission approach and any tips that you have for teams as you go about your approach as well.
All right, so our team typically focuses on our awards a lot on our business side, mainly during our build season. And with that, our main awards that we focus on is our impact, our woody flowers, and our sustainability award, which was used to be called the Entrepreneurship Award. So I'm going to be covering a bit of all the different awards today. The first thing I'm going to start out with is our format and how we go about approaching the Impact Award. So this is the questions, but we also follow this format for generally the essay. So you can see we kind of sorted all the questions and put things that we really want to highlight it in an answer with each question. So for instance, with number 7, you can see we talk a bit about Open Alliance, but we also talk about other opportunities we have with like Gene Haas and CWE. And with this, it really allows your team to be able to focus on the traits and on accomplishments you've really done in the past 3 years, which is the time frame for most FRC awards. So with that, we also do lots of reviews and drafts for each essay. I think one of the most important things you can kind of do if you don't have mentors or peers who can help you review your different essays when you're doing it is always read your essay or questions out loud, because it kind of helps you understand the different grammar points and things you can fall into. So this year we are focusing a bit more on woody flowers when we haven't so much in the past. And with that, we've put a bit more resources into it than we have in the past. So you kind of seen that we've outlined the different information about our woody flowers nominee, Fiona McGinnis. So with that, we have the different team involvement and stuff. And we also have the traits that we really want to highlight throughout the whole entire essay. So with that, it allows us to talk about our personal experiences and the team's experiences is that they have to do with this. Because with woody flowers, with impact, and with all these award submissions, you have a very limited word count, so you're not able to include everything you want to. So you want to be able to stick to a certain theme or narrative throughout everything. So having your highlighted traits and having the different topics you want to cover already listed out is really helpful. And one helpful resource that we've really had for this is Amanda Morrison and on Chief Delphi, who makes these really great woody flowers and general award submission things. The grammar guide is really helpful for helping teams, and especially teams who may not have submitted awards before, or find good grammar or that you might not see or trip up on usually. And it also helps you keep in mind certain type of power words. Usually in first drafts you see a lot of very much these kind of words that are kind of weak, and you see usually more in elementary writing. But once you get up there, you just have more specific words that are better applicable to your situation. She also offers award submissions editing if you need help with that. So that was for this 24 season, and that's not only for FRC awards, that's also for FTC. Another award that we are putting a bit more effort into this season is the hold on, is the Engineering Inspiration Award. So with this, Engineering Inspiration kind of does have a lot of vague outline terms, but with that, you can kind of see the undercurrent is all about your STEM outreach and the way Impact is about your outreach to the community. And with that, we decided to put together a binder this year to highlight all our different STEM outreach events so we can have a comprehensive thing we can show to judges as we're doing this. That way, people can see photos, see our stats and stuff. It really helps having these sort of binders, even for things like your business plan and your budget, it impact, because having these visuals leaves a lot bigger impact on judges and just other teams than just hearing you talk about it. So with that, you can kind of see our general outline where we have our little table of contents and our general way that we're going to kind of be doing this. So lots of pictures, and we're going to put a bit more writing into it. Right now, it's still a bit not that fleshed out, but you can see we have our pictures, our information that we're going to put about our different events and why it's important to us. So do you have any questions a bit more about the award process?
Well, one thing, Haley, I want to bring up on this is I looked at on your OA blog for it, and you posted a couple days ago some of the branding documents that your team has been working on as well, too. And I think this is a very aesthetically pleasing way to showcase your team as well. Is there anything that you can also provide kind of an update on what this is, too, and kind of how your team approached it?
So our branding document is a bit later than we probably should have done it, but with that, having our branding document allows us to we've also done a newer edition within this week of updating our website. So this just allows us to stay really consistent when we're making flyers, when we're adding to our website, different things that are kind of like the paper of the team, and it really allows us to stay consistent and not have scroll from one page and you see an entirely different font. With this, you can kind of see our brand come through more. Now we have decided upon Spartatroniks navy to use in all our different media, when before you could kind of see we use different colors. One of the things that we really do good with that, though, is you can see our logo man here is through our branding document, we're able to establish a really strong identity with this. And each year we're able to make a different specialty logo designed around the game. So this today, actually, we decided on our specialty logo themed around Crescendo. I'll probably be posting a bit more later or today because I don't have any pictures, unfortunately. But with that, we are able to come up with a couple different variations from ideas of the team about how we want to represent ourselves with that Spartatroniks brand, with our guy, but still make it unique and feel special to each season.
Well, Spartatroniks, thank you so much for taking time to show us really all sides of your team, right? You're bringing in the branding and the marketing side, which is so important to have, and then some great updates in regards to your robot progress as well, too. So we look forward to seeing those updates on your build blog. Make sure you do check out 3512's Open Alliance build log on Chief Delphi to stay up to date with everything they're doing. So good luck the rest of the way. We can't wait to see your continued progress, and thanks for showing off more about your team and your robot.
Bye.
This video on fun is brought to you by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following. Discover how Kettering University students engineered their success with Kettering's amazing co-op employment programs where students earn great pay and gain valuable experience. Those accepted into Kettering University can apply for a robotics scholarship, providing up to an additional $5,000 a year in tuition assistance. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more and apply. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.